Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Another person charged in alleged abuse at a children's home in St. Elizabeth. Mother refutes claim her son's death was linked to gang feud. And later in sports, one host territory behind in T20 World Cup preparation. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pula and here are the details. Another person has been charged in the alleged abuse of children at the Atlantis Leadership Academy in St. Elizabeth. This now brings to 5 the number of suspects charged in the matter. Kalisha Williams reports.
According to head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Corporate Communications Unit, Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, 23-year-old Damian Herrera of Gordontown, St. Catherine, has been charged with assault occasioning bodily harm, cruelty to a child, and assault at common law. This is after appearing in an identification parade. The other 4 accused, 39-year-old Edison Morris, 51-year-old Courtney Wigan, 30-year-old O'Dane Maxwell, and 33-year-old Carson Cox were charged on Friday. They were charged with assault occasioning bodily harm, cruelty to a child, and assault at common law. The Atlantis Leadership Academy, an American-owned facility, advertises itself as a faith-based school serving teens struggling with substance abuse, anxiety disorders, and deviant behavior. On February 8 American teens were removed by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency after signs of abuse and neglect were observed during an unannounced visit. Meanwhile, New York-based child welfare attorney Dawn Post, who was speaking on TVJ's Smile Jamaica Tuesday, says no child remains at the Atlantis Leadership Academy. She says since the story broke, former residents have come forward with more allegations of abuse.
They have come forward and have shared their perspective, which included additional details of torture that we were not aware of before. And certainly the outcomes for these youth generally are not good. Many of them, their credits don't transfer even if they had education, so they end up coming back without being able to graduate from high school. Their behaviors, I can't say what would happen in terms of their behaviors, but certainly out of some of the big facilities that have been closed in the U.S., there have been suicides after the fact. There are a lot of concerns in terms of the emotional health of these young people when they escape these programs.
According to NBC News, the Academy's founder and director Randall Cook responded to the charges in a statement yesterday, saying the facility was appalled at the hatchet job that is being done and the impact to their reputation. He denies all the allegations that have come over the 8 years in operation. Mr. Cook has not been charged. Kalisha Williams, TVJ News.
The mother of a man who was shot and killed in Sandy Bay, Hanover, Monday is claiming her son's innocence. The police say the killing may be linked to a gang feud in the Montpelier area. Kirkwright reports.
Crime scene investigators converged in Sandy Bay, Hanover sometime after 7 Monday evening. This following the shooting death of 38-year-old Jermaine Hunter from Montpelier in the parish. According to reports, Mr. Hunter was sitting at a bar when gunmen drove up on a motorcycle and shot him. Initial reports suggest that Mr. Hunter's killing may be linked to a gang feud in the Montpelier area, but Mr. Hunter's mother is denying her son being involved in any wrongdoing.
He's the only child in the ranks I don't have to ask if he's Richie because I know not Richie. He's a quiet person. No trouble at all him give. Friendly and jovial. Running taxi. Scammer, nothing like that. And everybody know that. Never involved in any wrongs.
She recalls the last time she saw him alive.
I saw him 2 weeks ago. I was in the countryside by Cascade and I had work to go in the morning. So I called him in the night to come and take me to Lucy. And he did so. And we talked all the way down from country to Lucy.
Mr. Hunter was the first child for his mother. She says it will take some time for her to come to grips with his death.
When I heard the sad news, I lay down about 10 more minutes before I could make a call to hear something really go like that. And it took me another 20 minutes to get to the bathroom and get ready to come at the crime scene. And I'm so sad about it. And he's sadly missed by me.
The Hanover police are continuing their investigation. At least 3 persons have been shot and killed in Hanover since the start of the month. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
3 police officers in St. Elizabeth were injured after the vehicle they were traveling in overturned along the Lacovia Main Road in the parish this morning. According to reports, about 6 o'clock, the team was in a service vehicle heading towards Tombstone when the driver hit an embankment. The injured officers were transported to hospital for treatment. This is the 3rd police vehicle to be involved in a crash in the Lacovia area in less than 2 weeks. The previous crash, which happened on March 31, involved officers from the Westmoreland Division. The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, is again blasting the organizers of Jamaica Carnival regarding the piles of garbage left along the roadway during the road march on Sunday. Chief Executive Officer at the NSWMA, Audley Gordon, says if the contract was given to them by Carnival Jamaica, then there wouldn't have been an issue now. Mr. Gordon was speaking on Power 106 Morning Agenda Tuesday.
If I say that let the NSWMA clean up, give us the deposit before the carnival, let us put the crews in place and do the cleanup, the problem solved. But then because this is a private sector event, we can't just go dictating to private sector that they must give us the job to do the cleanup, because it's a cost to them, and people who are spending their money in a free market, as I believe strongly in a free market, should have the choice of who they want to spend their money with.
Mr. Gordon also argues that before permits are granted for events like these, all factors should be taken into consideration.
However, I believe that no approval should be given for mass events like that without clear indication as to how the cleanup will take place after the event. And I would even say that the deposit, even 50% deposit and the cost for the estimated cost for the cleanup should be on the table before the event.
A meeting is being sought between the KCMC and the promoters about the issue. The College Common Housing Project was officially launched at the University of the West Indies on Monday. The project will provide housing solutions for educators at the institution. Sandy Williams reports.
Just like the saying, killing 2 birds with 1 stone, the College Common Housing Project is to solve 2 problems with a single action. First, by meeting the growing demand for housing among educators.
Over the years, we have seen instances of some amount of deterioration in the physical infrastructure because of the financial constraints that exist. This principle has thought it necessary to bring some change to that.
On Monday, the University of the West Indies Mona campus officially signed contracts to complete the 2 phases of the project. A total of 104 houses are available to staff members. However, under phase 1 of the project, 17 units will be rehabilitated.
The general works for this project will include, to some extent, roof repairs, ceiling repairs, plumbing repairs, electrical repairs, plastering, bathroom repairs, retiling, upgrade of bathroom fixtures and fittings, repairs to kitchen cupboards, upgrade of kitchen countertops, carpentry repairs, and general painting. We're looking at phase 2, which is an additional 20 plus houses here at College Common. The truth is, we have a significant number of staff members who are waiting accommodations. Right now, Ms. Letman, our Deputy Estate Manager, will tell you that we have been waiting somewhere in the region of about 32 staff members waiting for housing here at College Common.
The project, which will be divided between 2 contractors, is expected to be completed in 3 months starting in April at an estimated cost of $78 million. But it's a strategic move as there are positive financial benefits for the institution.
Having put the project plan together and having studied the environment and look at what is happening, we're very pleased with our estate management division, which have taken full control of this particular project, recognizing where there are gaps in terms of the revenue potential and capabilities for our College Common properties. And having done that, they have presented to the executive management the potential for making significant amount of monies to the tune of roughly about $100 million annually when all of this is done.
Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
It's time for a break. Stay with us, more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Mayor of Port Maria, Fitzroy Wilson, says he has heard the cries of residents and business operators and change is coming for the town. Speaking during a recent tour of the town, Mayor Wilson said a beautification project is to begin in the coming weeks. The first order of business is to address the traffic congestion in the area.
The transportation centers, the municipal corporation have commenced some work on it earlier on this year, and the work continues. So as soon as that work is completed on the transportation center, efforts will be made to remedy the situation with the traffic hazard in the town.
The mayor raised concern about a number of challenges he says were identified at the Port Maria Infirmary, but did not specify what the issues were. He says, however, that he will be seeking the assistance of business owners in the municipality to address those matters. Mr. Wilson says he hopes to rid the town of street vending.
We've observed that there are a lot of space in the market that was recently built or constructed that persons could be occupying. We understand that especially the area so designed for the fish vendors are not even in use, but the fish vendors are plying their trade on the road, in the main thoroughfare. But we are asking that especially the vendors in the town, we're going to be having meeting with the vendors. We're going to have meeting with the transportation persons, all the stakeholders, the business community, and we would want to see a safe, clean, and prosperous town in Port Maria.
It's now time for the Business Minute.
The Bank of Jamaica says the foreign exchange rate remained relatively stable in 2023. In the BOJ's annual report for 2023, the Jamaican dollar depreciated on an annual average basis by 0.5% compared with the US dollar. This was a low rate of depreciation compared to an annual average depreciation of 1.8% for 2022. The Bank of Jamaica says it has continued to moderate excess volatility in the rate as part of its strategy to lower inflation expectations and return inflation to the 4.6% target range. The BOJ says the relative stability in the foreign exchange market for 2023 occurred in the context of strong foreign exchange inflows associated with tourism and remittance inflows. For 2023, the central bank pumped about $956.8 million into the foreign exchange market through the Bank of Jamaica Foreign Exchange Intervention and Trading Tool BFIX sale operations. The BOJ says it purchased approximately $2.2 billion from the system via surrenders from authorized dealers and cambios, as well as foreign exchange swap transactions. Further afield, financial services company Moody's believes surging oil prices are the number one threat to global economy right now. US oil prices are approaching $90 a barrel, with global prices nearing $92 a barrel. Those are the highest levels in 5 months. Moody's economists fear prices will continue to climb amid concerns that war in the Middle East could escalate. And that's it for the Business Minute. I am Kirk Wright.
Thank you, Kirk. Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has rejected a request for 2 charters carrying migrants to land at Argyle International Airport. Prime Minister Ralph Gonzalez says the country will not serve as a transit point for migrants from Asia and Africa journeying to the U.S. southern border. The bulk of the people are said to have been coming from Bangladesh, Nepal, Cameroon, with a significant number of Indians as well as people from Sri Lanka. On the international scene, U.S. pharmaceutical company Pfizer announced on Tuesday that it will be seeking approval from the Food and Drug Administration to administer its RSV vaccine to adults as young as 18 years old. The vaccine is used to help protect people who are at increased risk of the respiratory syncytial virus. Last year, the drug was approved for people 60 and older, but the company says in a phase 3 clinical trial, it wants to incorporate people in the 18 to 59 age group. And the New York Appeals Court has denied Donald Trump's petition to change the venue of his upcoming hush money trial. The former president's attorneys on Monday urged the court to postpone the trial so it could consider whether to change the venue, arguing that Trump cannot get a fair jury in New York. But a judge quickly denied the motion after hearing arguments on Monday. Jury selection is set to begin on April 15. And those are the top regional and international stories.
We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report with Jermaine Brown.